What's up, everybody? So bonus depreciation on your real estate properties might be back in this one big, beautiful bill that we've all been hearing Donald Trump talk about if you've been listening to the news at all. And in this bill, he's bringing back bonus depreciation. And bonus depreciation is a way that you can buy real estate and offset a lot of your taxes depending on your status, but offset a lot of your taxes either from passive income or from active income. So basically, it gives you a huge tax benefit by bringing this back. Now, I'll share with you one that I did not too long ago, and I'll share with you kind of some of the numbers, and I'll share with you a little bit about this bill and what's been proposed. The Republicans just proposed this bill, and bonus depreciation has been something that's kind of been phasing out. But they might bring back this bonus depreciation, which basically is a fancy way of saying instead of taking the tax benefits over 27 and a half years, you get to take the tax benefits all up front, which is just a huge benefit, especially if you're trying to offset taxes right now that you're making. So I'm going to share real fast. Here's a cost segregation study that I did on one of my co-living homes. And just to give you guys kind of a sense for the power of this, I'll zoom in here a little bit more on this, if I can, is the additional year one tax deduction was $114,000, $229,064. So if 100% bonus depreciation comes back, I could take 100% of that in year one, which that's really powerful. That's like over 25% the value of that house in year one that I get to depreciate because of this cost segregation study. Now I use a company called Cost Seg E, like the letter E and then Z to do my studies. And what a cost segregation study is in a nutshell is basically, instead of just taking your depreciation little bit by little bit, you go in and you kind of have an engineer go in, even though they don't actually have an engineer walk your home. This kind of cost seg easy just estimates it, and they say, well, the whole house shouldn't be depreciated over 27 and a half years, like the tax code normally allows for. There's some things that should be depreciated faster, like the hinges and the countertops. And I'm just making up stuff. I don't know exactly what goes into it, and the asphalt and the landscaping, all these things. And so you're just trying to front load the depreciation so you get it faster, which is pretty cool because like a lot of times you don't hold a property for that long, 27 years. A lot of times you hold it for 3, 4, 5 years, right? I've sold several properties after 3, 4, 5 years. And it's nice to be able to just get that bonus depreciation right up front. So here's kind of the thing. I'm going to go through a couple of quick things. If I can figure out how to do a slideshow, I think that would be very important. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go. So I'm going to try to move me up here. So we've got an update on the one big, beautiful bill. This could have big tax implications for real estate and co-living investors. So what is it? The House Republicans have released a new tax draft bill. That's one big, beautiful bill. It's Trump's bill on how to bring back better tax benefits for real estate investors. And so here's the big thing. This is obviously a draft right now, not in law. So there's a lot that could happen on this. But in this draft, 100% bonus depreciation is back, which means you can front load all these tax benefits, and it's extended through 2029. So if this passes, we get it through 2029, which is really cool. But here's the catch. It only applies, if it goes through, will only apply to properties acquired after January 19th, 2025, right? So it only applies to properties acquired after January 19th, 2025. So if you're buying a property now, great. You're in the green. 2 thumbs up for you. You've got it. So what does this mean for you as investors? A couple things. One, you get 100% bonus depreciation if this passes for new acquisitions, which is a huge tax shield potential for qualifying property. Now, if you bought something in 2024, you're not eligible for 100% bonus depreciation. We'll cover that in a second. And obviously, this just encourages new people. I personally think this will encourage new people to get into real estate, to be able to front load. I think whenever there's massive tax benefits, more wealthy people get into real estate. I've had people come to me before and just say, hey, Sam, like I need to buy $2 million worth of real estate this year. I'd be like, cool. Like, what's the cash flow you want? They're like, oh, I don't really care about the cash flow. What do you mean you don't care about cash flow? Oh, I have a big tax bill I need to offset before December 31st. It's like, wow, like that's a different way to think, right? I think of in terms of cash flow. But some people are like, what can I buy that offsets my taxes? Because that is a huge benefit. So I think that is good for real estate. That means that more money will be poured into real estate. That means more people will be looking at this as a huge tax benefit and huge tax shelter. And I think that's powerful for those of us that own real estate. I think it increases demand. And when demand increases, obviously the prices of our real estate will go up. Here's some co-living specific insights. Accelerated depreciation. Obviously, we have higher cash flowing homes than most because we do co-living. We can double, triple, quadruple the cash flow sometimes on these homes. And so we get to, at the very least, we get to offset our passive income with this depreciation, with this tax benefit. Now, if you or your significant other can qualify for real estate professional status, then you can offset your active income. You can offset income you make from your W-2. So it is like vitally important that you or your significant other get qualified as a real estate professional, because to do that just means you have massive tax benefits. So talk to your tax accountant, figure out what it takes to qualify for that, and figure out if you or your significant other can do it, and then do it, because it's super powerful. So now we're going to, these cost segregation studies, which I shared with you, kind of the first slide that I shared with you of like, hey, the cost segregation studies basically tell you how much you can take in year 1 and year 2 and year 3. So those become really powerful again. The company I just mentioned will become really powerful. And then obviously furnishings, appliances, and all of those things, the furnishings in the co-living home, those become a big depreciation opportunity if you buy them with a property, because they can be lumped into the cost segregation. If you buy them after you buy the property, if you buy the furnishings and stuff after you buy the property, a lot of times you can still depreciate those in year 1 as well, right? So this is all about getting big tax benefits early on in the relationship with this piece of real estate. That's the key here. So a cost segregation study is basically, I've already kind of explained this, it breaks down the property into components like appliances, carpets, and lighting, allows you to depreciate parts of the home faster than the standard schedule that they give you. And it unlocks these depreciation by identifying things that are like, oh, like the hinges, I'm just using that example, should be depreciated in 5 years because they'll have to be replaced every 5 years. And the countertop should be depreciated every 7 years. So basically just brings it all up to the front, which is really cool. So some quick final thoughts on this. I just wanted to get this out real fast and share this because I think it's huge. I think it's powerful. I think it's a big win for real estate. I think everybody knew Trump would take care of his real estate boys and girls if he got into office, and I don't think he's disappointing on that with this bill. So this is still, regardless of what you think of him, if you're in real estate, this could be very good for real estate. So this is still a draft bill. This is a 389-page bill. What do they stick in these bills? I have no idea. It still may change, it may stall, it may not go through, but I think it's important that you start recognizing this. And frankly, I think one of the action items that you should do right now is start trying to qualify for real estate professional status. You or your significant other, like start that journey, because if this comes back, if you make $139,000, you could pay 0 taxes on that if you or significant other. And again, I'm not giving tax advice, like check with your tax accountant to confirm this, but in essence, you could write all of that off if you had the cost segregation study that I did and bonus depreciation was back in play and back in law. So my point is, if you take nothing else away from this video, the point is bigger tax benefits are potentially in play. Get prepared for those. Try to qualify for real estate professional status. And now's the time to be buying real estate. I do believe it will increase demand, which is good for those of us that own real estate and want those assets to rise. Not that they won't rise anyway with continued inflation and all of the other things happening in their economy, and the volatility elsewhere will just usually makes people want more hard assets like gold. That's why gold is shot through the roof, silver, real estate, etc. So I think we're in a good place. Keep the faith, and here's to your success. Thanks for watching this video.